Hello there, Bear Cubs, Bear Nation, whatever it is you would like to be called if you're a subscriber. This video is video number 73 and it's on solving quadratics by completing the square. Now, just before I start this video, I'd like to just give a shout out to the 3 people that I've joined forces with on YouTube. We've created a channel called the Core Learning Network. Now, this is a channel where you're going to be able to find some of my videos that I'm creating for maths. And some loads of science stuff. Okay, so if you're interested, please do go and check that channel out. It's 3 YouTubers that are a lot more popular than I am. Conspiracy Cats is one, AB Science is the other, and Simon Dan. Now they do create more interesting content other than just GCSE and educational stuff. So please do go and check them out on their channels. But you can find all our videos on the Core Learning Network. Okay, but this one is all about solving quadratics by completing the square. Now in this here, this star-shaped thing here, I've got the general form for a completed square. So it's in the brackets x plus a number, or it could be minus a number, close the bracket, square the bracket, and then plus or minus a number on the outside. That's what a completed square looks like. And the method is, to complete the square, you must rearrange the quadratic expression to its normal form if it's required. That means getting all of the x squared x and number term on one side, make it equal to nothing, make sure the x squared is first, then the x, then the number. Okay. The next step is to open a bracket, put an x in that bracket, then half the coefficient of the x term and put that number next to the x. Whatever that coefficient of the x term is, it could be positive or negative, half it, put it next to the x. Then we square that bracket. Then we square the number that's in the bracket and take it away from the constant, and then we put the result of that after the bracket. That becomes the plus b bit. Alright, we then go on to solve, and I'll show you how we do that, and it's quite a nice process really for a grade 8 sort of skill. Alright, now express the following in the form in the form x plus a in brackets all squared plus b. That's the form of a completed square. Right, that's the sort of way they ask this question sometimes, which is why I've written it in that way. Now this one, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad of a process. It's just another thing, another process you need to remember. You open up your bracket, you put an x in that bracket, you half that number that's in front of the x term, so that's plus 1. You then square that bracket, you then square this number and you take it away, so squaring 1 is, and it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, you always square it and take it away. So squaring that's going to be minus 1. And then you're going to add that 10 on. Alright, that number there. So you just simplify that bit for your final answer. So we've got x plus 1 all squared, and then minus 1 plus 10 is going to give you a positive 9. Okay, and that will have no solutions, by the way, because this number here is positive, right? This would not be able to be solved. We're not going to solve this one. This is just in that format. All right. Also, this is a useful thing to do to get the minimum and maximum points on a graph. Okay, and the minimum point, the y-coordinate value would be the number on the outside, and the x-coordinate value would be whatever makes this bracket equal to 0. So that would be minus 1. And we're not doing that at the moment, but it's just a nice useful thing to bear in mind. I'll do another video where we do things like that with harder, completing the squares and sketching, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, the second one, we've got x squared minus 6x minus 4. Just got some negative numbers, no different. Open up your bracket, put an x in, put a minus 3 in, square the bracket, square this number and take it away, so minus 9, and then minus that 4 as well. So that is going to be x minus 3, and then square the bracket, minus 9, take away another 4, is minus 13. Okay, now question 2, expressing this one in this form again, then solve. So we just have to do the same process we did before. So x plus 4 all squared, 16 needs to be taken away from the outside and then added 5. So that's going to give us x plus 4 all squared, and then minus, if we add 5, we're going to get minus 11. Okay, now for us to be able to solve this, we have to make this expression, because it was all equal to 0 in the first place, we make it equal to 0. So we just pop equals 0 on the end. We then add 11 to both sides, so that's going to give us 11. Then we've got x plus 4 all squared in the brackets. This is the solving process. Then this is the bit that people might forget what they need to do. You square root both sides. Okay, so we square root this whole term here. We can call this a term because it's in its brackets. If we square root this, we square root the other side as well. So that is going to give us x plus 4, now undone the brackets, square root of 11. Now when you square root anything, you get a positive and negative solution. So we've got positive or negative root 11. Alright, then we're going to take away that 4 from both sides to leave us with x on that side on its own. So that's going to be minus 4 plus or minus root 11. Okay, there are two solutions in there. Alright, so the two solutions are minus 4 plus root 11, and this is what x equals, minus 4 minus root 11. Alright, now if you got your calculator and worked out what they were, that would give you one solution, that would give you the other. They are the roots of the equation. Okay, so that's how we can solve quadratics when we're not able to factorize and we haven't got a calculator. Sometimes you'll get these on a calculator paper, but if it says give your answer in surd form, this is what you would need to do. You could still go through and use your quadratic formula if you wanted to, just give an answer in surd form, it wouldn't matter. Alright, but there we go, that's that one. And the solving bit actually is not too much of a stretch, is it? So question 3, moving myself over here. This is having a expression already written in a completed square form. So write this expression that's in the completed square form in the general form of a normal quadratic. So a general form of a normal quadratic is x squared. Whoops, let me just get rid of that. Ax squared, so something of x squared, could be 1, x squared, could be 2, 3, 4, whatever, plus bx, some number of x terms, plus a number on its own. That's the general form for quadratic. Okay, I've mentioned that in another video. So basically all we've got to do is multiply these double brackets out and then collect everything together and write it in this format. So we're undoing the completed square process. Alright, so I'm going to find out what that is. That's going to be x. You could use your grid here, and again there's a lot, I keep saying this in a lot of videos, you could use your grid. I'm not going to use the grid because I can do it without the grid because I've done it enough times. But yeah, you could do x plus 3 on the top, x plus 3 down the side, multiply it out, etc. So we've got x times x is x squared, 3 times x plus 3 times x is going to be plus 6x, and then 3 times 3 is 9. So everything's positive. It's not that hard to do in your head, multiplying that double bracket out. And then we've got that minus 5, which you've got to stick on the end there. And we're almost at in the right form there. We've just got to collect these two number bits together. So that answer there would be x squared plus 6x, and 9 take away 5 would be plus 4. Okay, now if we were given that to put into a completed square form, just think about it, half that number, square that bracket, x plus 3 all squared, minus 9 plus the, minus the 5, yeah, that works, right? So that's it, that is our completed completed video on completing the square. Alright, thank you once again for watching, thank you for all the support. Please click the link, check out the Core Learning Network page as well. Yeah, and continue to keep improving your abilities in this subject. Alright, it will pay off. One day you will get to do an exam on this, and you'll just, if you've watched all my videos, I'm pretty confident that I can explain how to do anything for anybody, any level of understanding. It just might take a few watches. Alright, so if you watch it all in order, if you're watching it out of order, you might find it more difficult, but watch it all in order and it should be fairly linear in process in the ways that you would understand things. Alright, so take care of yourselves and have a lovely day.